This week on Sundays with Sully, with the help of Airmar, we're going to find out if I'm really full of hot air like some people say. Let's go check it out. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Sundays with Sully. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to the channel or if you just visited a few times and you haven't done it yet, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button at Navtronics on YouTube and Instagram to stay up to date and in the know. The latest happenings. Weekly episodes of Sundays with Sully drop most Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Plus, we've got a lot of build videos wrapping up and new ones starting. And Project 101 is trucking along, and that is a one-of-one Southport, guys. If you're interested at all in what is possible and what can be done to customize the center console, that's the boat. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe so you can stay in the loop on that one as well. All right, so out of the way, what are we talking about? Well, like I said in the intro, guys, some people accuse me of having a lot of hot air. Well, we're going to find out today, thanks to Airmar and the weather station right here. This is brand new serial number 1 of the Airmar weather station 300WX. This is more than just a wind anemometer going on. This is an ultrasonic weather station, for lack of a better term here, guys. And this is awesome. We do a lot of installs for cruisers with this, and we're starting to see some of the fishing guys asking for it as well. This isn't just going to give us wind speed and wind direction without having any moving parts on it. We're going to get a lot more out of this thing because this has a built-in GPS antenna. This has a heading sensor built into it. It has humidity. It has temperature. You can do apparent wind, true wind, pitch, heave, roll compensation. All of those things are in this one little powerhouse. So I've got this one here, like I said, serial number 1, doing some beta testing, getting it dialed in, and I want to show you guys what this is and what this can do for you and why you might want to add it to your boat. One quick note, though, to recommend, in you are doing a Airmar weather station, this is a 5-pin connection on the bottom. However, this is not a NEMA connection. You are going to need the adapter cable that goes from here into your NEMA drop. It is available from Airmar. There's a part number as I splice it in on the video right there, telling you exactly what cable it is. It's available in different lengths. I went a little bit long on this one because I can bury the cable somewhere else, keep it out of sight, out of mind, because I wasn't sure necessarily where this was going to land. So, once you have this installed on your boat and dropped into the NEMA network, depending on what you have for MFDs, most time it's just going to auto find it. You can go in there and tell it, hey, now I've got wind, now I've got temperature. But what you're going to want to do with this is we go ahead here and I splice this up onto the screen. You're going to want to open up the Airmar Aircast app. You're going to open that app up, and it is automatically going to detect your weather station. As you can see right there, Airmar 300 weather station, serial number set 001. And then if I go ahead and hit play on this thing here, it's going to go ahead, detect it, and it's going to connect. It's going to do the circle on this thing, and go ahead, and it's going to load onto the phone. And now, right here, as I pause this here for a second, guys, this is the screen that instantly pops up. For reference, I'm just going to show you what shows up on their app screen. Depending on your MFD, you're going to have it shown in many different ways. But here it is. We've got T for true wind, A for apparent angle, and then we've got it down there in degrees as well, true wind angle and apparent wind angle 301 and 23, and what our heading is right there. And we've got apparent wind speed on the left, true wind speed on the right, AWS, TWS, and then we've got barometric pressure, relative humidity, and temperature showing on there. And that's just right out of the gate when you plug the thing in and go to the app. You're going to go ahead and get all that. So now we're going to go to the next step here on this, and we are going to see We're going to switch this over to the NEMA 2000, and now you're going to see this long list here, guys, as it scrolls through here of everything we can turn on and off and how frequently we want it to update on here. As we scroll through, you see there's a lot of data you can get out of this one little guy right here, and you can go in and you can turn them on, like barometric temperature. Let's turn that on and have it every 1 second, and relative humidity, I can turn that on and off. You can see how I can do that very simply from the app and then have it output to NEMA 2000. So we've got all of that right there. Very intuitive, user-friendly app for all of this. And then that's under the outputs section there across the top. And then we can go in, like I said, we've got rate of turn, we've got all these things, so this can be a redundancy for you guys as well. If you already have a GPS antenna and things, this can act as a backup on top of that. And we come over here right now, you can see, I'm going to pause this again for a second, we have pitch, roll, and compass calibration, because this has a heading sensor. So when you get it, the app's going to prompt you right there. If you didn't have that green check mark, you hit on that little wizard stick, for lack of a better term, right there, and it's going to prompt you to do a compass calibration. That's nothing more than going out in some open water and doing a slow turn, left or right, doesn't much matter. They want you to take about 2 to 3 minutes to do the turn. So it's a very big, slow turn while this calibrates itself and gets itself its heading and where it is. So you want to make sure your compass calibration is done on this once you get that all set. And then we come over here, you can see we're tracking satellites. We can get the GPS satellites, we can get the GLONASS satellites. We've got all of the Galileo. We have all of those satellite options right there to choose from. And so we've got that. We can come to the information page. It'll tell us a little bit about what's happening there and if we want to customize the name for it and anything like that. Then we can come back here and we can change, this is on the app, but we can change how do we view that information. This is all just on the app. You will still have the availability to do all of the features that you're used to seeing on your MFD. So if you have a tile, say for depth or speed or anything like that, you'll just now change that piece of data and get wind speed or things like that on there. So this, the Airmar 300WX, it is coming to market soon. I am doing the beta testing on it. It does have the ultrasonic sensor right here, so as the wind's blowing through here, it is reading the wind, and if we put speed into it from the GPS, we know true wind and apparent wind, which is really handy on a lot of these enclosed boats like Sabres. You don't necessarily realize as you've been trucking down the coast that, oh crap, it's gotten windy, because you've been inside and isolated from these very well-built boats. You don't notice the outside environment. Or has the wind picked up, or it might just shift the direction or whatever. So you get a lot of peace of mind and a lot of information from this. Probably have a little bit more once we go ahead and run it and get it all up and online on my boat and use it for a little bit. And if you guys want to know more about these Airmar weather stations, leave it down below in the comments. As always, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. And let's see, as always, we got a lot of cool stuff coming on. And if you haven't already and you stayed here to watch this video this long, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a penny, helps us out a ton. Tell your friends about us. Share the video. We love to talk about all of this cool stuff we've got going on. And we will see you guys next week. I don't know what I've got in store, but the stuff's starting to come in off the shelves, and we are going to show it as we get it. Peace.